Shalom. And let's start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, salutations to the Ophelet, that's pushing his truth across the four corners of the earth and all fair truth and sincerity. This I'm gonna want to buy back giving us sitting. This we're going to about quit sitting. Excuse me. Quit sitting. This is going to about the things that's what's ahead for this place, America, Babylon Great, this world. A lot of things is it's gonna come about by prophecy. What's ahead for America, Babylon Great. In these times going forward, nothing but there'll be a lot of chaos and a lot of death and destruction is ahead for this place, man. Nothing good is coming. It's gonna be. Excuse me. Nothing's good. Nothing's good, or things not gonna be. The times going forward gonna be very trying to get the word out of my mouth. It's gonna be evil times, bad times, or times of turmoil. That's what I want to say. A lot of a lot of people out here gonna be not knowing what to do, because how chaotic things is gonna get out here. People are eventually gonna lose their mind, lose themselves, because how things gonna be. The economy is not gonna get no better, and I say the situation with Iran, with the oil, now with that, we'll see how how that continues. But I expect gas prices to go up. We'll see, but I think it should be going up. We'll see, but I think gas prices might be going up soon. With food prices, everything going up and not going down, it's gonna lead to a lot of problems out here, and more people just they're gonna do what they gotta do to survive. There's gonna be a lot of gonna be people out here robbing and stealing and killing to survive. But let's start Luke 21:25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. So now we got the blood moon that's supposed to be happening before the sunrise. So I think that's at around Central Time, where I'm at, and where I'm at, Alabama. I think they said 6 o'clock, something like that, between 5 and 6. So if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the time. So I know before sunrise, you will see it. So in the blood moon, is gonna come about, and that indication of nothing's good coming to this place, America, Babylon the Great. You've seen the signs, blood moon and so forth. Understanding the times that we're in. A lot of, turmoil, a lot of chaos is gonna come about in America, Babylon the Great, going forward. That's what's ahead. In these nations, these these nations gonna be in distress. I said distress of nations. Situations like I said, the situation in Iran that's going on. Have these different nations in distress, man. Because like I said, these other countries and nations do not want to go to World War III. They don't want it, but it's prophecy. It's got to happen. According to the word of Lord, the Bible, the word of Lord, Yahweh Shai, World War III is going to happen. They can't. You can try to avoid it. It's going to happen. You can't avoid it. And, I say everything Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, he's in control. And, he's going to, China eventually, China, Russia going to get involved. Something's going to have to where more, something impactful or more going to have to where they're going to have to get involved. The situation I ran, but it's going to be a little something more, something a little bit more, okay, ain't got no choice but getting involved all the way, not half stepping. But, that's what, what's going on. That's, what's ahead. A lot of people be, and a lot of, stressed out, and these times going forward, stressed out, mind blown by, how crazy things finna get out here or going to be going forward, yeah, man, it's not good. Not good, but hey, this place, America Babylon Great, hey, this place going down, man, good, So, the apostles and elders of Brother Great Minister don't teach this truth for years. Hey, want this place to go down, and it's going down, and things just gotta, prophecies have got to play out more, a little bit more. Like I said, the mandatory, the mark of the beast. I said this economy crashing, mandatory, mark of the beast. All hell breaking loose in the streets, chaos in the streets of America, Babylon the Great, going forward and so forth. That's what's ahead. But Luke 21:26, men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. So men's hearts. So you go to the word heart. In the Hebrew word is lob, which means your mind. So men's minds failing them. Because when these people out here see how, things gonna get out here. Seeing how bad, really gonna be out here. How chaotic it's gonna be out here. In America, Babylon the Great. In the world, it's gonna be a lot of things that is gonna have people minds like what is, I would never thought of seeing this. Like you thought, the situation that people gonna be in, that like you'll think that you'll see it in a movie, or just it'll be like in a movie, but it's gonna be reality. It's gonna be reality for a lot of people when when these things start to happen. It's gonna be right in their face. It ain't gonna be no movie. It is what it is. It's now. It's happening right now. It ain't no moving. This is what it is. It's reality. Ain't no running from it. You gotta deal with it. And the judgments. But the judgments of Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. That's what's what's gonna come about. And like I said, the ones that gonna escape the wrath and judgment of Lord Yahweh Shai in these times is the elect. The elect of the so-called Negro, Latino natives, which are the Israelites. I say hopefully I'm part of righteous number. But that's the only ones that gonna have the mercy deliverance of Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. And these times going forward, man, gonna be taken care of. It's gonna be okay. But it's gonna be, it's gonna be trying. It's gonna be rough. Going forward, man. For those that believe in Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, keep the faith until the end. And keep pushing no matter what, cause, it's. The times ahead is gonna be. It's gonna be real. Real tough. But like I said, the elect is gonna keep their faith and hold strong in their belief in the Lord Yahweh Shai to the end. Even if if it come down to dying for the Lord Yahweh Shai. And like I said, the powers of heaven shall be shaking those in rulership right now. The so-called white people, Esau and white devils, they're gonna be shaking, of seeing how things is, seeing how things gonna get, because there's a higher power that's gonna be, bringing these judgments, these horrific judgments. It is the Lord Yahweh Shai, in these Edomite devils, seeing these, things, so forth, is gonna shake them. They know there's a higher power at work. And they gonna know that, hey, it's the Lord Yahweh Shai, He's bringing the judgment. And I said eventually, Lord Yahushua gonna make his return. You know, it's gonna have a lot of people, knowing that that's the Lord. The scripture said that every knee shall bow when Lord Yahushua do make his return. But go from there. Matter of fact, I read Luke 21:27. Then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. So y'all, like I'm saying, Lord Yahushua makes his return. And like who y'all call Jeebus, that's Lord, written name of Lord Yahushua. So y'all call on Jeebus, that ain't going. He ain't not hearing it. His name is Yahushua. The Lord, who y'all call Jeebus is Yahushua. The name of the Lord is Yahushua. He's going to come in the cloud, which is a cloud, so-called UFO, chariot, which is so-called UFO, and power and great glory. So he's going to come in his power and great glory. Everybody going to know, hey, that's the Lord, that's him. Everybody going to know this because, the scripture say every knee shall bow. Everybody going to know, hey, that's him. Everybody going to be baffled, they mouth wide open, like, oh, seeing, man, sheesh, man. Lord Yahushua makes his return, man. Man, I just say me, myself, first foremost. Hopefully I'm part, Lord Yahushua, hopefully I'm part righteous enough, Lord Yahushua have mercy upon me, because once he makes his return, man, it's full go, and he gonna start, bringing down the hammer, and those that ain't right gonna be destroyed, and those that are part of righteous number of the 144,000, the elect of the Israelites, it's gonna be delivered, and not had to deal and not had to face the second death, which is the second death. It's the thermonuclear missiles. That's gonna be that fire, that's gonna be shot towards America, Babylon the Great. But let's see. So I'm going from there. They won't make it too long. It's Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So I won't bring that out because that's what's happening now. And more as we go forward. A lot of people, ain't no love. I say Ecclesiastes 3. Ain't no time for love, man. We in a time of war and time of hate, man. That's the times we in, man. A lot of people, in that love, feel, people on edge right now, man. People, in that mindset of love and let's embrace and all that shit right now. If you paying attention, man, you be around people and they kind of on edge, man, for the most part, man. And you gotta be careful, man. How you come at people, talk to people, because people are on edge, man. Especially going forward, it's gonna get more. People gonna be more on edge and more uptight. More with more stressed out and angry, and hate in they spirit, man. You got these I think club shootings in different states. I forgot which states, but I know. Man, I don't want to get the states wrong, but I've been hearing been shootings going on, and club shootings. And I saying and going to the clubs and all that, man. And going forward, ain't the time to be in no club. Not like being around large groups of people. Not in these times. It's not a good time to be around that right now. It's like I said, a lot of bad, evil spirited people, man. Right now, man. The bad, evil spirits activated. Get caught up in that, situation in that crossfire. Get hit up, man. And like I said, it's best not even be around that right now, man. Me, myself, first foremost, because like I say, people are just, evil, bad, bad, evil spirited people. Bad, evil spirited people out here, man. Excuse me. Bad, evil spirited people out here, man. Right now, they spirit, ain't right, man. Them demons will get fully activated more and more, especially after this blood moon, man. I think gonna turn up more and more. But for this, Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. So, the ones that gonna do is the elect of the so-called Negro Latino natives. You know, that's gonna do unto the end, keep their faith until the end, believe and keep their faith in the Lord Yahweh Shai to the end, man. You know, no matter what, comes their way, So with that, I didn't want to make this too long. Hope this was edifying. So again, like about praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Kakadash, to the past elders, to the Sasakna brothers, to the few Akwaf,